Is he on board?
I'm executing the current 5 Kage.
What?
It's revolution.
Oh, this clash is gonna be epic, bro. I can already see it. I can feel it in my bones, man. Here we go!
Why are you so fixated on me?
Because you're my friend.
Just give up and let me cut you down already!
What? Universal pool! Oh, bro, this looks so cool, man. I'm Kyrinia, the lightning dragon. Okay, Indra's arrow. Bro, he's gonna kill him. Jesus. Ooh, bro. They're both gonna die. Yeah, they're both gonna die, aren't they? Is it a cliffhanger? Hello guys, welcome back to my reaction channel. Today we're going to be doing again something different, and by that I mean I'm going to be reacting to Seth the programmer's video about whether Sasuke and Naruto could clap the entire Narutoverse. Now I did a poll a few days back about this subject, and a lot of you voted hell yeah they can, but I saw in the comments people being more reasonable and saying that we have to disregard Madara, Kaguya and all those godly creatures before we can state that they can actually defeat the whole Narutoverse. Now I'm more on that side, okay? Naruto and Sasuke are just OP, but it depends which ones, right? Are we talking about Boruto versions? Are we talking about End of Shippuden? Which versions of Naruto and Sasuke are we actually talking about? We're talking about all their amps with the Sage of the Six Paths and all that. I still don't think they can defeat the whole Narutoverse at once. Maybe 1v1, but at the same time, like, Kaguya, really? Like, but listen, they still needed Sakura to seal her. And yeah, so maybe we need to disregard some characters in order for them to be able to do this, but 1v1 they can defeat pretty much most of them, but all of them combined at once, hell no, bro, there's no way. So it all depends on what are they gonna talk about in this video, but I am hella excited. My mods found this video and told me it's very informative and it's actually fun to watch, so hey, I'm willing to give it a try. So those are my thoughts before we even start. I don't think they can clap the whole Narutoverse at once, maybe 1v1 if we disregard certain characters, right? Like for example, Ten Tails Jinchuriki Obito, he was OP, then Ten Tails Jinchuriki Madara, Kaguya, and right? Hagoromo, creatures like those, okay? But hey, maybe they can even defeat some of them. So listen guys, I ain't gonna prolong this that much. If you enjoy my reactions, feel free to share, subscribe, like, leave a comment, ring the bell for notifications guys, follow me on Instagram, join my Discord server, and my Patreon page. Without further ado, man, let's jump right into this reaction. Also, before we start, if you have any suggestions on which videos I should react to, tell me in the comments and I'll take them into consideration. And without any further delay, let's go.
Hello everyone, it's your host, Seth the Programmer, and with me today I have my good old pal, Swag Kage,
he's here too.
And we are going to be talking about Naruto versus...
So, they're friends, pretty much, so they come to each other's channel and they talk about shit. That's kind of cool, bro, let's go.
Naruto and Sasuke, you know, their dynamic duo versus the entire series. This video will be mainly made because, you know, when you go around, you hear stuff like, could Hashirama and Madara in their primes have fought Kaguya with like the wood style, just bind her up and seal her away or something like that? Or, you know, maybe you have 8 Gates guy could like punch out Kaguya or something. Like, people don't generally understand the power cliff. Naruto and Sasuke versus all the non-Six Paths characters, so no DMS Kakashi.
Oh, so non-Six Paths characters. Okay, then maybe they stand a chance. Maybe they stand a chance. However, Obito can just go into his pocket dimension and chill there forever. And they can't get to him. So right? I mean, I guess maybe they're fast enough to kind of come to him and steal one of his eyes like Madara did, but still, bro, like, are they that fast? Let's go.
Agi or Madara. We could actually give them 10 Tails Obito.
Yeah, probably. So he'd be like the general, right? Like he'd be like the core of their whole strategy, and he'd just.
He still gets far
Oh,
done.
so they think that 10 Tails Jinchuriki Obito is no match for Sasuke and Naruto combined. I mean, I guess they did nerf him, right? With the eyes and the power, right? So, yeah, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right.
Yeah, like really bad.
Even if you just assume that it's like teenage Naruto and Sasuke, they get a lot stronger after Hagoromo powers them up.
True.
Yeah, Jubito's really strong. If you remember, before Naruto even got his, like, golden cloak, he was just taking Madara to town. And this was because Madara wasn't, like, he didn't have the full power of the Jubi, he hadn't absorbed the World Tree, and, you know, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that Madara was more powerful than Obito in base, and Naruto was still just, you know, handling this guy. And this was before he was even at full power, he was still just getting used to these new Six Paths abilities. You throw Sasuke in on his team too? Like, what's Obito supposed to do?
One of the big things that people go for, 8 Gates guy. So
I was about to say the same thing.
Nah, listen, 8 Gates guy did a number on Madara. However, he wasn't alone, right? He was, and this is where that thing I said before comes into consideration. Are we talking about the whole Narutoverse at once? Because then teamwork claps them, right? But if we're talking individual battles, like 2-on-1 individual, like nobody can, right, stand a chance. But if we get the whole Narutoverse over there at once, Hashirama, Madara, I'm talking about live versions, not the Sage of the Six Paths, Madara, Shiz, right? So if we get all of them, Minato, Itachi, like all of them in front of them, like they can conjure up a plan to kind of somehow trap them or seal them or something, right? But if we're talking about Sasuke and Naruto versus one individual character and we go like that to the entire Narutoverse, they clap everybody, right? It all depends. And I'm saying all of that to prove my point that my guy giving Madara trouble was only because of teamwork, because we had Minato helping, we had Kakashi helping, we had a lot of people helping him so he can actually get that hit in. So yeah, listen, don't get me wrong, guy's broken, but Naruto and Sasuke with Sage of the Six Paths amps, yo, they were just another level. Let's go.
Like, and we'll just assume that he has infinite 8 gates too.
Infinite.
I don't want to hurt like Might Guys because he's like one of the best characters in the show. Like he's what Rock Lee probably should have been near the end of the show. But in this case, he does get wanked a lot as an EOS tier character when he's really not. If you watch the Madara fight, 8 Gates guy needed help numerous times or else he would have been killed. And this is Madara with 1 Renegon and no God Tree Amp, okay? This same Madara is reacting to Guy all the time. Now, it is implied Guy can kill Madara, like if he like just sat there and Guy just kept beating him down, which Guy didn't have the stamina or body to handle doing that, really. Even then, Guy starts launching himself at Madara, and Madara's like, okay, he's coming at me linearly, here's some True-Seeking Orbs, or here's like a True-Seeking Shield to block your kick, and you'll just like dissolve as you kick me. And then, you know, Kakashi's using Calmly to remove the shield from the equation, or they're using Flying Raijin to like teleport between them. So Madara, no matter what, was really destined to win that. And at the very end of the battle, Might Guy does his Night Guy, like his full power, and it's to the point where like it starts warping Madara, and Madara's like, whoa,
that was insane.
You know, like he can't really stand straight.
Yeah.
And then Guy kicks him full force. And then Madara just regenerates, and he's like, haha, well, I guess I'll just kill you now.
Yeah, but to be fair, if he landed one of those blows on Sasuke and Naruto, could they regenerate like 10 Tails Jinchuriki Madara? I don't think so, bro. So he could maybe clap one of them with Night Guy. I mean, right? And they had infinite 8 inner gates, so hey, like,
throws a ball at Guy's body, which is literally charred and burning away. So even this attack that Madara can kind of almost handle, when it comes down to it, that one kick just kills Guy. Like, he's done after that kick. But the other thing is as well, we don't even know if he's fast enough to even hit Naruto, because it's actually implied that Naruto's Six Paths Rasen Shuriken is on par with that same attack. Like, it literally messes up Madara, if not even more than Might Guy's kick did, because Madara can't even like speak after that. Like, he's like dumbfounded at what happened, and then he absorbs the God Tree and gets an amp. And then he gets another Renegon later, gets way more powerful, as well as the God Tree amp, which is implied to be a Bijou Cloak level increase of power. Like, all of the Bijou added on to Naruto at that point, because Naruto is using his base Six Path state. And then Naruto's shadow clones are fighting Madara. So it's like, in what world is 8 Gates Guy actually scaling to Naruto or any of these characters? Like, would 8...
Well, how does he even, like, hit them?
Yeah, well, like I said, it all depends whether we're talking about the entirety of the Narutoverse at once versus Sasuke Naruto, or Sasuke Naruto versus individual characters, which wouldn't really be fair, because not only are they OP, it's 2-on-1, right? So if Might Guy got teamwork around him, I'm sure, like, there are a lot of big brains out there, like, including Shikamaru's dad, so I'm sure they would be able to somehow get a strategy in to make sure Guy lands a hit with Night Guy, and then there goes one of them, like Sasuke or Naruto, and then they only have one to deal with. So yeah, it all depends on that. Like, right, if it's the entirety of the Narutoverse, just like full-blown war, every single character against these two, that would be more fair than these two against each individual character, because it's 2-on-1, and they're OP, because, right? So it all depends how you look at it. If Guy has backup, if he has teamwork on his side, there's a slight chance he might be able to land a blow. I mean, hey, that's my opinion. Let's go.
Yeah, like you gotta assume that Naruto and Sasuke are both willing to just stand there. Which, like, yeah, Madara, you know, the big like show-offy Chad that he is, sure, he'll pull like a perfect cell and let Guy charge up his ultimate move. Naruto and especially Sasuke are not about to let that happen.
The second Kaguya was powering up, maybe you can bring that one up, like when she was appearing. Like, Sasuke instantly teleported over to Kaguya, and Naruto sprinted over there to, like, murder her before she could, like, power up and appear. Another thing as well is that Sasuke could just teleport out of the way of Might Guy, but you would have to prove that they're even this powerful.
I think the funniest thing is that Sasuke could just switch places with one of the other people on the other team, and then they would take the full force of Guy's kick.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that'd be pretty unfortunate, because I can't imagine anyone, Obito included, who would be able to withstand that.
That's true, when they said they would have to be willing to stand in place and wait for the attack like Madara, right? But yeah, in my head I was like forming theories like, what if we had Shikamaru and his dad there with their shadow jutsus? Maybe they can keep them in place for like 2 seconds for Night Guy to clap them, but at the same time, yeah, Sasuke has his teleportation. They can switch places pretty much with anybody, right? Imagine Night Guy just going in and he switches places with Guy's mother, bro. And I'm kidding. Yeah, it's messed up. It's messed up, so yeah, they're definitely OP, bro. I don't see, yeah, that teleportation is just, well, it's broken. But maybe, hey, maybe we can get him in a Genjutsu via Tayuya's flute, aka Kabuto. So I don't know, bro. Maybe there's a way if there's the entirety of Narutoverse on our side. If it's just individual characters versus these two gods, bro, there's no way.
If you watch Naruto, he fights Kaguya, and Kaguya's vacuum fist is so powerful that it like rips apart Sasuke's Susanoo, which is probably more durable than he is. And then Naruto is able to compete with her like fist to fist with his like truth seeking orbs, as well as the fact that he's able to use boil release to overpower her blatantly. There's no way or feat that 8 Gates Guy actually scales to Kaguya or any of these other characters. The only thing that people bring up is like, oh, well, he's warping the space. And it's like, well, that doesn't necessarily mean he's insanely faster, because we know that some characters are actually getting blitzed in the 6 paths here, and they can't even say anything when a character's coming at them, let alone say, like, Madara having a full dialogue when he has, like...
Yeah, but Madara was fast as hell in that mode, and that's why he was able to speak. But he was still bending space, bro. Night Guy was bending space. Like, Madara couldn't do much at that point, and half of his body was blown off. So at least that proves that if he does land a kick, Naruto and Sasuke probably wouldn't recover from that. However, landing the kick part is troublesome because not only can Sasuke teleport anybody, right? But also Naruto is perceptive and he can sense everything and he can move fast as hell. So yeah, it would definitely be trouble. But then again, maybe we could get Lee to open his 18er gates and then both of them do Night Guy together and then Sasuke can only teleport one person and then the other one gets clapped and I'm just headcanoning to the max right now. But hey, I'm pretty sure Shikamaru and his dad would come up with something.
Full Bijou level decrease compared to his later forms. So it's also implied that Boy will release Naruto as the strongest taijutsu in the series when he does it or something like that. So
it's kind of insane. And then again, Obito included, Guy is the strongest person on their team. And even if you assume that he has infinite 8 gates, which he doesn't, Naruto and Sasuke would be able to take care of him easily because his durability is significantly lowered. He starts to injure himself as soon as he starts using it, his bones are breaking and stuff. It wouldn't take much for Naruto or Sasuke to just wipe him out. He'd be dead as soon as they identified him as the most threatening member of the enemy team. Then they take out Obito the same way, and it'd just
okay, they said enemy team, so they are taking into consideration teamwork and everything. So the entirety of the Narutoverse against these two, and they still believe Naruto and Sasuke win easily. I mean, yes, they would be able to deduce. I mean, Naruto would be able to sense who's the most powerful, so they would probably go for them, like he said, Jubito and Guy. But then again, we still, do we have alive Madara here? Do we have Hashirama? Do we have Minato? They have teleportation, Tobirama. There's a lot of little hacks here and there that could possibly throw them off. I mean, yes, Sasuke has the Rinnegan and Sharingan, and Naruto has the senses, but can they really follow everybody? That's a lot of characters at once, while simultaneously defend, attack, and all that. I mean, I guess they can. They are gods, so...
down to taking out all of these much weaker characters, right? It'd be if there were 2 Madaras when he fought the Shinobi Alliance.
Yeah.
Like Seth pointed out earlier, Naruto just cuts Ten Tails Madara in half with the Lava Rasen Shuriken.
Kaguya as well. He chops Kaguya in half.
With Kaguya, she's a little bit surprised, but Madara is freaking out. After that, what are Hashirama and base Madara supposed to do against these two? What is War Arc Kakashi supposed to do? What's War Arc Sakura supposed to do? Yeah, them all working together might seem really scary, but so would Sasuke turning them all into Chibaku Tensei, all at the same time.
Yeah, but Madara can, he also has a Rinnegan, right? So, I mean, I guess he unlocked it at the ending of his life, so Alive Madara wouldn't have that Rinnegan and that ability, but we still have Nagato, right? So we would have some ways to counter these OP attacks. The only things we don't have are Sasuke's teleportation and Naruto's, okay, Naruto's OP here. But I mean, both of them, yeah, it's like having 2 Madaras in the Allied Shinobi Forces battle. But still, man, Genjutsu is the key here. Itachi, Madara, Obito. I understand Sasuke can cancel it out, possibly with his visual prowess because it's stronger than theirs. But can he really cancel Tsukuyomi? Can we? I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, that's a lot of OP characters against them. And yes, maybe they seem fodder compared to those versions of Naruto and Sasuke, but I still kind of do believe that they might be able to think of something. Then again, we did have OP characters against Madara with Gaara, Tsuchikage, the Kage and all that, and Madara still kind of, shat on them like they were nothing. So this would, power scaling wise, be even further. These two are just that strong. So I don't know.
And then, dropping them onto anybody who's left standing,
One last point for the Might Guy thing, because that's gonna be the main thing in the comments, right? Might Guy died fighting Baby Madara alongside the help of numerous Kage level fighters and all their haxes, and still lost. Okay? Let alone Naruto at full 6 paths and Sasuke working together. Even if you said somehow he kicked Sasuke off guard and murdered him, Naruto's still there, but that's total BS. It's not happening. Obito is literally just bad Madara.
Yeah, he's even worse than the Madara that Naruto was slapping around.
Not only that, but it's also implied that Naruto is heavily above Guy, even via the narrative. Like, the whole point of that confrontation was to show, Madara even has a quote where he's like, is this because I'm weakened? No, he's just that strong. Like, it's literally supposed to be, this is a new level. This is something else. He kicks away the True Seeking Orb, something Might Guy could not have done. And then Madara gets so scared of Naruto, he uses the Limbo Clone. He never used the Limbo Clone against Might Guy or any of the Sora. He was laughing the whole time, but versus Naruto, there's like a genuine fear at how strong he was in that encounter. But we can move on to the other characters. So my argument for the other characters in the series is we already know that QB Naruto powered up the entire Shinobi Alliance, but like 3 times Kakashi Chakra, right? And it's implied that he held off Obito and Madara by himself like the entire time in KCM2. And he was the only reason any of them survived at all until like the Hokage arrived. And even then, it's like you'd have to prove that like any of those characters can fight a 10 Tails being, which we've all seen them fight 10 Tails Obito. They literally couldn't do anything, like really anything at all.
Well, remember when the Jubi used its Cataclysm and everyone survived specifically because Naruto gave him all their chakra, right? Like, Naruto shielded them all by himself, like with just the 9 Tails chakra.
Yeah.
And then you give him like a 6 pads amp on top of that. You know, like,
OP.
Do you see the insane difference between he and everybody else? Like Hashirama was already saying that Naruto was like comparable to him when it was just like KCM2.
And we've already seen him fight Hashirama's rival, except on roids. Like, Hashirama's rival on numerous roids. Hashirama's rival that almost stalemated him in the past is not only given his Sage Mode, he's then given the strongest tailed beast, which is stronger than the full 9 tails mixed with all the other tailed beasts. He is then given the strongest Dojutsu completed on top of that, and then he absorbs Kaguya's very essence and unlocks 6 paths, and that's who Naruto's fighting. But you want to say Hashirama, who almost stalemated the infant version of that, is relevant at all to 6 paths? These people are crazy. They're crazy.
Hashirama's victory against Madara.
The way they're putting it, they're actually convincing me, right? So, yeah, this guy Seth is good, but like both of them, I think, I guess they're kind of nerfing everybody else considering they're not counting like Madara, Ten Tails, Jinchuriki, and Kaguya and all that. But yeah, all these other characters like Hashirama, Madara, Minato, even if they work together, they're just so much weaker. And this is another right level. I had a video with Madara against the Akatsuki, and there I made a strong point. I tried to make at least a strong point that the Akatsuki's teamwork would somehow prevail, because Madara was strong as hell, but he still wasn't on this level, bro. Like, this is next level. This is godly level, God mode, right? So no matter how, like, Madara said it the best in the War Arc, like, amplifying heads won't help you if the heads are empty, right? He roasted the hell out of Naruto, bro. So basically, yeah, they might be right. Like, even if the whole Naruto-verse worked together, like, they can't do much against these two, because, yeah, I would assume they would just, like, destroy half of them, like, with few attacks, because like characters like Zabuza and such, they're just fodder to them at that point. So only the strong would survive. I mean, I guess we can make an argument that, again, Obito might get a few characters into his pocket dimension and then somehow devise a plan from a safe distance, and right? Because they can't really touch Obito if they, like, but if he's in Jubito form, he can't really use Kamui, right? So, I don't know, bro. Like, maybe he should be in his base form, like Tobi or Obito, because we need a Kamui in order to even try to do something to these guys. But yeah, this would be a different level battle. Let's go.
It wasn't like decisive either, right? Like, it was implied that it could have gone either way. Like, Hashirama just kind of tricked him at the end. He just won by outwitting him because they were both tired. You know, it was so close, like down to the wire. Hashirama won with a clone, and then you give Madara all these extra power up, and Naruto's still like, yeah, I don't mind. This is fine.
Another thing too is like I've seen this a lot. Is like a lot of people think, oh well, Madara only stood a chance because he had the Nine Tails. Well, if you actually watch that fight, it can be implied that Hashirama can absorb its chakra. Like there's a 50-50 chance he can absorb it for himself, by the way. But it's actually shown that Hashirama is still in Sage mode by the time the Nine Tails is defeated. So Madara in base has to fight Sage mode Hashirama to that point. So to say that they're not still relative or something is insane. And then you just give them all of these amps. It's just ridiculous. Like there's no way in absolute hell that Hashirama is fighting any of them.
What about Hashirama and Madara's wood clones? Like, well, I mean, Naruto's got them covered. I'm pretty sure Naruto could make more clones than any of them. Like, if you look at the Kaguya fight, Kaguya's dimension is just like filled. Like, the ice dimension is like horizon to horizon. It's all Naruto's clones. And they're all throwing around gigantic, like Biju amped Rasen shurikens. You know, and I'm pretty sure that these Rasen shuriken could take out like dozens of members of the other team at once in this case, right? Like he throws one of them, bam, Sakura, Konohamaru, Pain, Itachi all dead. He throws another one, bam, the whole rest of the Akatsuki and two Hokage are dead.
One Rasen shuriken for every member of the Akatsuki, dude.
Like, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and one of his clones could do that too, right? Like he just makes the 9 like Kurama arms and, you know, just smacks down each of the Akatsuki with one.
Listen, okay, yeah, they're OP. However, if we approach this war battle, like the whole Narutoverse against these two gods, right? If we approach them like we approach the war arc, so we have prep time and we're going to the battlefield, we're not just automatically there in front of these gods, and we actually implement strategy, there are ways we can mess with their minds, and there are ways we can kind of gain a chance at least, like maybe like Obito would need some time to get everybody to his pocket dimension, right? So he gets all the OP characters to the pocket dimension with OP hacks like Kabuto and Orochimaru. Them two can work together with the reanimation jutsu and maybe slit some throats, like, right? Maybe kill Madara, Hashirama, and OP characters like that, then reanimate them so they become even, like, right? They can't be killed that easily. Then again, Sasuke and Naruto have that OP Kaguya seal, right? But my point here is maybe they can kind of play with their heads because we know Naruto's weakness is his parents, Kushina and Minato. So maybe we can kind of, right, threaten to kill them and then bring them back and kill them again in front of Naruto. And then we have the whole, like, Uchiha massacre and Itachi for Sasuke. So maybe we can send them first out of the pocket dimension just to see how they react. And then maybe we can catch them off guard, but it's not going to be easy to catch them off guard because not only can Sasuke see everything with his new Rinnegan and Sharingan, but Naruto can sense pretty much everything, including malice and right? So yeah, we still probably wouldn't have a chance, but we can play some mind games, right? Go out with a bang. And as long as we have Obito in that pocket dimension, but then again, maybe Sasuke can kind of sense it as soon as it starts morphing and then go in through and get there and maybe wreck us, right? Not even Obito is that fast like as Sasuke. Sasuke would probably be able to teleport right in. I don't know, but maybe there's a way. Maybe there's a slight 0.5% chance we can devise a plan that can maybe there's no way, bro. Like, we can't touch them. But it would be interesting, like playing on their emotions. Hey, that's all I got. Let's go.
It's also implied as well that like Sasuke could just like multi-genjutsu every like important person on the enemy team, or like Chubaku seal them. If there's any like notably strong members, or they have the Biju, which probably not, but it goes in Sasuke's favor. And me and Swag are doing a video on his channel. It's going to be Naruto, Sasuke, and all the Hokage versus the Uchiha, which people were asking about. Basically, how it comes down to it though is like the more people Sasuke is fighting that are weaker than him, the more advantage it gives him, because he can directly power himself up by absorbing other people, whereas like Naruto doesn't really do that. So like if Sasuke's fighting a bunch of Biju or people as strong as Biju, like Hashirama or something insane, and he Chubaku seals them, he might just rip the chakra out of their body and get only more powerful. he's also immune to every single genjutsu in the entire Shinobi versus arsenal. Like, so there's no Kodo Amatsukami, there's no Tsukuyomi, there's no Bringer of Darkness. None of it really stops Sasuke.
And he can shield them from it, as shown when he shielded Naruto from the infinite Tsukuyomi. So
now please go into infinite Tsukuyomi, because if people start debating Kodo Amatsukami versus infinite Tsukuyomi...
I think you guys downplaying Shisui. Kono Amatsukami is stated to be the strongest genjutsu. Yeah, okay, so I think anybody who ever said that wasn't considering, like, the infinite Tsukuyomi, like the actual strongest genjutsu of all time, cast by like the tree that's supposed to be like the root of chakra, right? Like that thing opens up and like the lotus has like the Sharingan eye on it, and it reflects it off the moon across the entire planet. But yeah, sure, this like...
Yeah, just the steps you need to perform the infinite Tsukuyomi tells you everything, bro. Like, it's the most OP genjutsu alive. And Sasuke is not only not affected by it, but he can shield others from it. But maybe we can somehow target Naruto right away with Genjutsu, but then again, Sasuke would just snap him out of it quickly. But maybe, I don't know, bro. Maybe we can like overwhelm them with numbers, but then again, one of their attacks is enough to kill half of us. So yeah, that's insane, bro. That is insane. So I don't know, man. Maybe we can make like in all that commotion, all those big brains can form together with Orochimaru, Kabuto, and the scientist division, and make Madara and Hashirama on their level, right? Like amp them up with Hashirama cells and this and that, and I don't know, bro. Like I don't know.
Anbu guy, probably better than that. I don't know, man. Like I'm pretty sure if Sasuke can protect himself against that,
it's literally implied that if Naruto, even in 6 paths, gets hit by it, he's done. And like Sasuke has to straight up block it so it doesn't touch Naruto, because he can't save him if it touches him. Like Kodo Matsukami is never stated on a planetary scale. It's literally just a very powerful Mangekyo Genjutsu, which Obito kind of outdid with his base Sharingan, you know, but Yagura, but you know, that aside, it can kind of just be boiled down to Naruto and Sasuke, when they're in their final battles, are fighting people who are going to nuke entire time-space continuums. They're creating moons, you know, they're saving the entire planet. Whereas the strongest of the alliance, they're kind of like, holy shit, they chopped down a mountain, you know. And I'm not, you know, I'm not saying they're mountain level, you know, multi-continental Bijou, you know, whatever. But the caliber and the narrative implications, it's so stupid, man. On all these Facebook sites or whatever, and I'm not hating on Facebook, you know, I'm just saying, like, all these weird social media sites, people who don't really scale a whole lot, you know, they think, oh, you know, 8 Gates guy, that's my boy. You see him beat the hell out of Madara, he went, bam, he punched him real hard. And Madara couldn't know what to do at all. You know, and it's like, you don't see something that cool with, you know, Naruto, maybe you don't fanboy as hard, you know, but the scaling just doesn't work for him at all. I've also seen a lot of things like, oh, well, you know, Sasuke is the most haxed one, you know, the greatest against haxes, and Naruto's the greatest, you know, physically. And it's like, well, I don't think you guys realize, you know, Sasuke was physically brawling Naruto, so there is no, like, maybe Hashirama to overpower Sasuke, because we already know he scales to amped Naruto in QB mode and all this other stuff. And Naruto and Sasuke can also amp each other, majestic attire.
We spent most of the video...
Yeah, they're insane, bro. They're insane. But then again, maybe Itachi can Izanami Sasuke, because we know... Like, during that battle, Sasuke was still kind of conflicted because he challenged Naruto, and it wasn't until the end of their battle that he actually found himself, right? So maybe Izanami would work on him, and maybe, but then again, he did see Izanami already with Itachi against Kabuto. But still, bro, like, this is in the universe where Sasuke doesn't know about Izanami yet. Maybe it would work, like Itachi... Right? Like, maybe he can gather the steps to put Sasuke in an infinite Izanami, and he would need to find himself, and that would take him some time, and by then he would be dead. I mean, I guess Naruto wouldn't allow them to kill him, but maybe we would find another way. Like, then Genjutsu would work on Naruto. I just solved the case, bro. Izanami Sasuke, and then just Genjutsu Naruto. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Talking about why Naruto would win by himself, and really only to mention Sasuke as an out to Kodo Matsukami.
his 5,000 clones that might all be...
I don't think Naruto can win by himself because of Genjutsu, strong Genjutsu that some characters possess, like the Tsukuyomi. Even though Naruto has so many tail beasts that were said that can snap you out of it, the Tsukuyomi works differently. Also, we have the Koto Amatsukami and Madara's Genjutsu, and right? So I think they would probably Genjutsu the shiz out of Naruto. Izanami wouldn't work on Naruto because he's not lost. But regardless, like Tsukuyomi would probably seal the deal. But since Sasuke is there, he's kind of, right? He's kind of impervious to that. But however, if we put Sasuke somehow in an Izanami, yo, there might be a way, I'm telling you.
Like Limbo Madara level. But literally, he just shoots out like hundreds to thousands of clones that might be Limbo Madara level around the battlefield. And it's like, what do they do? Like the same Madara who in base form could knock out a Bijou in one attack. Like any Bijou, he knocked him out in one attack with one Limbo clone.
This might be a little bit contentious. I don't know if this would be considered a hot take. I don't know if you would go quite that far. But I think that if Naruto and Sasuke were to fight each other, while all their opponents in this video were also still trying to kill them, I'm pretty sure that the collateral damage from their battle would probably just kill everybody else anyway.
Oh,
like none of them would be able to hurt him.
Yeah, let's say you fill the whole final valley with all these people. Well, the only person who can actually pursue them is like Onoki and Obito, and I guess also Mu, and they're just gonna get smacked down to the ground.
I don't agree with that because Naruto and Sasuke are perfectly capable of kind of wrecking one another, right? And all we pretty much need to do is wait until they blown their hands off. Not even that, bro. Like, we only need to wait for the first drop of blood. Then Obito teleports in there, gets a speck of blood, goes to Hidan. It's a wrap. I'm sorry, Hidan's a hack, bro. Let's go.
And then Naruto and Sasuke are gonna do their Indra's arrow, plus and minus.
Black hole attack.
Yeah, they're gonna do their like black hole clash attack thing. And that explosion is killing everyone, right? Like, none of them are surviving that, okay?
Obito?
Even if you put Naruto and Sasuke, like, even if you make this a three-way fight where it's Naruto on one team, Sasuke on the other, everyone else from the whole show on the third team, pretty sure Naruto and Sasuke, one of them still ends up
Sasuke
being
would
the victor
probably
here.
win though if they were all there, because
Yeah.
more people for Sasuke
Yeah,
to absorb,
he'd like absorb the chakra of everybody once they're incapacitated. But
we could talk about one more thing as well. There's two actually, and that is, oh well, maybe particle style or the Totsuka blade, right? Those are like two things people always talk about. So like
Rinnegan can absorb them. End of discussion.
Rinnegan can absorb.
The Rinnegan can't absorb the Totsuka blade. I think you guys yelled at me so many times, like, dude, the Totsuka blade can't be absorbed. It's not made of chakra. It's spiritual or whatnot. So I don't think that's correct. If you guys are correct.
Particle style, we already know that. But the second thing as well is that we already know that the true seeking balls, they're basically amped particle style in the words of Heroes, and like they actually work on a more fundamental level than the particle style. So the fact that Sasuke can stop them with his Susanoo chakra arrows and Naruto can kick them around literally means that the particle style isn't like an anti-hack. And the Totsuka blade, on the other hand, we don't actually have proof that it can actually like cut everything on a Six Paths level or seal things on that level.
But we don't have proof that it can't. So?
There can the Reaper Death Seal. The Reaper Death Seal is implied to have limits as well. So there's literally nothing they can actually do. It's so broken.
The Totsuka blade, you could argue the Rinnegan can't absorb it because Nagato didn't. My counter to that would be that Kabuto forgot about Chibaku Tensei, so he may not have thought to absorb it with the Rinnegan. But even if you say it, like, definitively can't, okay, sure. Naruto and Sasuke...
I mean, listen, we have another strategy. We need to wait for Sasuke to do one of those Indra arrows and then just get Neji over there to do rotation, and then we can set it back twice as strong, and that's GG for Sasuke. I mean, hey!
Can fly as high as they want to. And the Totsuka blade, it's like long, but is it so long that like if Naruto and Sasuke fly up into like the stratosphere like they did in their fight in the anime, at least. Like, Itachi's
That
gonna be able
fight
to
was
poke
crazy.
them from all the way on the ground. Like they're in the atmosphere, right? Like, you know,
Yo, don't
the NASA
downplay
satellite
Itachi,
passes
fam.
them. Yeah, the NASA satellite, you know, they just like they pass one, and Itachi just pokes them from all the
Like
way
it's the
down
power
there.
pole from Dragon Ball, just stabs the moon.
Yeah, but Obito can literally just teleport the Totsuka blade and it can come out of nowhere and stab one of them. I mean, I guess they're perceptive enough to dodge, like sense it right away and dodge, but hey, it's a plan. Like, even if they go to the stratosphere, they can just appear, like, with the blade. So, right? So, they can't really damage them because it's not Itachi, it's just the Totsuka blade. And then they can just continually do that, and they will constantly need to be on guard. Like, there are ways we can try strategically, but like the bigger picture, they're just too OP. I mean, right? I had some ideas. Like, listen, what I would try is, like I said, that's the biggest chance. At least that's how I see it. Like, put Sasuke in Izanami and then Genjutsu the shiz out of Naruto, or maybe what they just said, like, and what I added, like, make Obito teleport the Totsuka blade, like, to the stratosphere, just try to pierce one of them. Hey, whatever works, right? Thinking outside of the box in this instance is key.
Yeah, another thing too about Itachi versus them, let's be real. Naruto and Sasuke were fighting Madara clones that were on a different plane of existence that Naruto couldn't even see, let alone Itachi trying to like sneak attack Naruto with the Totsuka blade or something.
Yeah,
like,
he's not fast enough. Even if you take out the range argument, like, you really think Sasuke isn't gonna be able to blitz Itachi?
anyways,
Yo,
guys,
what do you want to bet if I put up a poll and I said alive, amped up Itachi with no sickness, right, in his prime, with his full potential against these gods, Sasuke and Naruto? What do you want to bet that poll's gonna say that Itachi wins, bro? So these guys are wrong, bro. These guys are wrong. Itachi slaps anybody. Let's go.
we don't want to go on for like an hour, but those are just the basic things. I know it's not a super detailed, like, where are my calcs? I want my calc, you know, like, I know it's not super detailed, but I think this is just a fun video that a lot of people just kind of need to see, you know. If you have some friends who are like, 8 Gates guy, you know, would beat up, you know, 6 Paths Naruto or Kaguya, or you think Hashirama would do good against Kaguya, maybe you can share this video to them and just show them, like, hey, like, you shouldn't downplay the end of the series. It's kind of broken. Kishimoto kind of went a little bit too hard on the ending, and I think Shonen Jump's a part of that because, like, Bleach and all that, too, doing the same thing. But, anyways, guys, thank you to Swag Kage for joining this channel today. He's got a video of the Uchiha versus the Hokage that a lot of people have been asking on his channel that I'm also a part of, if you want to check that out. And other than that, guys, see you next time.
Okay, that was a fun little video, bro. I enjoyed that video, bro. It gave me a lot of laughs, it gave me a lot to think about. But yeah, the only solution I see here is if somehow Sasuke doesn't know yet about the Izanami and Itachi catches him off guard because he's too overconfident, thinks he's OP as hell now, and he just falls into the steps and into the infinite loop because he was kind of still searching for himself. And then we Genjutsu the shiz out of Naruto. I think that's a solid plan. But aside from that, another plan is to wormhole like Obito's teleportation of the Totsuka blade and just trying to stab one of them, but they will probably sense that coming. And yeah, those are my 2 top plans here. Tell me in the comments what you think. But yeah, they kind of convinced me successfully that there's a slim chance of the whole Narutoverse winning against these guys, because yeah, that end battle between Sasuke and Naruto, yo, they're just gods, bro. They're on another level, bro. They were just too OP that nobody can even compare. And of course, they had to not discredit, but not count in Kaguya and those godly creatures, because the power scaling goes berserk after that. But yeah, man, this was definitely interesting. And I enjoyed it. So tell me in the comments what you think. But I'm telling you, if I put a poll, Itachi will win, bro. Listen, I ain't gonna prolong this that much. I really enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Love you. Enjoy. And bye.